Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Austin. I am from Main Street Moose, and today we're going to talk about one day at Disneyland. If you had one day at Disneyland, I know it's not the best. It's not the best option, but it's still one day in Disneyland. It beats one day at work, I would assume. So, what would you do? Which rides would you go to first? What should you take pictures of? What should you avoid completely? What are you thinking? So I made this little list to be what I would do. Okay, so we might disagree on a few things, and that's okay. You can tell me why in the comments on why you think we should skip this, not see that. Should we focus on going and seeing the test wall? Should we not worry about the test wall? What should we do? So here is what I would do if I were you going to your one day at Disney adventure. As soon as you walk through those gates, I would take a picture of the back of the rail station and the Mickey head in the grass. And I say this because that's going to change each season. You can take a picture of it, and then when you look back on it, you can say, oh yeah, that's when I went to Disney. You can see it was, around Halloween. You can see all the pumpkins, everything on there. That was around Christmas. You can see how wonderful they decorated for Christmas, and they do fantastic on decoration. So after that, this is where it gets a little nitty gritty. If there's a ride you have to do, if you have to go do the Rise of the Resistance ride in Star Wars, I don't want to say Star Wars Land, but Galaxy's Edge. If you have to go do that ride, then get on your phone, sign up for a boarding party, and then you'll be set. Then you just wait until they notify you, and you're good to go. If not, then I would definitely start on getting your fast passes. That way you can get the most popular rides that you want to do out of the way, or at least make sure you have them locked down throughout the day. So that way you don't feel too bad if you leave and you really wanted to go do Pirates, but you couldn't do Pirates, you didn't have the right, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Make sure you get the Fast Pass on it. If that's something that is available to you. If you don't know what a Fast Pass is, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then go to my blog. It's migratingmoose.com. I've got a whole article written up on what is a Fast Pass Plus, Max Pass, what's a boarding party. Everything's outlined in there to make it a little easier for you, because if you're, dipping your toe in the water with Disney and want to, kind of see what it's like, I would definitely get a fast pass to get as many of the big rides as you can. Otherwise, you might just be kind of wandering around and you wouldn't get the full effect of it. After you've got your fast pass situation all figured out, I would now head to Adventureland first. And I would head straight down Main Street USA until you hit the Walt and Mickey statue. Take a picture of that. You kind of have to, or you never really went to Disneyland, right? Then hang a left. And as soon as you go back into that left-hand side, you're going to go to Adventureland. In Adventureland, you're going to have Indiana Jones. You're going to have the Jungle Cruise ride. And that's where it gets a little tricky. You can kind of decide what you want to do. And I say this just because there is no Indiana Jones ride in Disney World. There's this show, this adventure show. It's going to have, shooting guns, fire, cars flipping, craziness. It's cool. It's fun. But it's not an actual ride that you'd go ride. So I definitely go do Indiana Jones for sure. Check that out. After you're done with that, you can go and do the Jungle Cruise if you want to, but they have one that's similar except for one section in Disney World. So if you miss it there, you can maybe go to Disney World and see it there. If not, ride that one too. With our limited amount of time today, getting as many rides in as we can, I would skip the Jungle Cruise. Sorry, that's just me. Now, after that, we're going to head to Pirates of the Caribbean. This is my favorite ride. This is my number one. I love everything about it. I love as soon as you walk in those doors, you can get that smell, that bromine smell. I don't know why, but I love it. One of my favorite smells in the whole park. As soon as you finish that ride, you're going to pop out in almost this little alleyway. In that alleyway, you can go left and kind of sneak around, and there's some bathrooms in there as well. Or as soon as you leave the ride, you can go right. And that's going to put you kind of in the hustle and bustle of everything along that main strip by the big lake. So now you've got another decision to make. Do you go to the Haunted Mansion, or do you go to Splash Mountain? And I say pick one or the other because once again we're short on time. But they both have their counterparts in Disney World, and they're both very close. There's a few differences but they're both similar rides. So I would choose one or the other. I'd personally go Haunted Mansion because I don't like walking around all day in wet shoes and wet pants from Splash Mountain. Once again, just me. After those rides, or one or the other, I would then head to Galaxy's Edge. So we're going to head over to the Star Wars area. It's going to be on your left-hand side after you exit the Haunted Mansion. You can go left. Do not go on that wooden platform up above. That's going to be a dining area. Skip that. Stick to the right-hand side. You're going to go around just by the lake and go into Star Wars Land. Galaxy's Edge, sorry. And you can spend a lot of time in there. The theming in there is wonderful. It's fantastic. I'd say it's on par with the Pandora area, the land of Pandora in Animal Kingdom. And I would say Pandora does have a few more structural, I don't even know what to say. I don't want to say fantasies, but some amazing structural feats that they did to build those floating rocks and everything like that to make it look, as it did the movie. They did very well with it. They did a fantastic job. And you've got the Star Wars Land. You've got Galaxy's Edge. Also great. Theming, I feel like, was a little easier in that area because they could just make it look a little spacey, a little dirty, a little old, but they didn't have to make it a whole different alien planet like on Pandora. So both great, but both good for their different reasons. But I was getting off on a tangent there. I would go do Smuggler's Run if you can, if you've got time to do it. They do have a single rider line, which I would definitely say is a possibility if you've got two of you. If you've got more, if you've got 5 or 6 people, I would say stay together. And that's because when you're riding that ride, you do all help during the ride. Each of you has a certain job that you're going to be doing, pushing some buttons, moving things around, and it all has to be done, I don't want to say perfectly, but it all has to be done well, to score well, I guess you could say. So there's kind of a challenging aspect to it. And if you're in a group of people who like to be challenged, definitely stick together. Do not go in the single rider line on that one. But that's just my thoughts. As soon as you're done with Galaxy's Edge, when you're leaving, go out the Droid Depot exit. So do not go out the same way you came in. That's going to put you out by Critter Country, by Splash Mountain. You don't want that. You're going to go out the Droid Depot exit, and as soon as you leave there, you're going to be able to go right. And if you go right, that's going to take you to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It's great. It's wonderful. It's a fantastic ride. But I'd personally skip it. There's a lot more fun rides to do, and I would say skip it at this time until after the fireworks. But we'll get to that later. So as soon as you walk past Big Thunder Mountain, you're going to stand in front of the castle. You're going to take a picture. Everybody takes a picture in front of here. It's the Disney castle selfie. And as soon as you do that, tag me in it. It's going to be Migrating Moose on Instagram, Pinterest. Tag me in those. I want to see your handiwork. I want to see what you do. I want to see how well you take that picture. As soon as you're done taking that picture, then go underneath the drawbridge, go into Fantasyland. This is going to be one of the older lands in the whole park. It was originally designed by Walt Disney himself. He was there. He just helped design everything in that area. Of course, it's changed since then, as with most things. But that's going to be kind of a special place because he spent a lot of time there, a lot of time designing those rides. Kind of put his little special touches on things. So as soon as you get in there, you also have another decision to make because there's quite a few rides in there. You've got the Snow White ride, you've got the Peter Pan ride, you have got Mr. Toad's Wild Adventure, you've got the carousel there, you have got Casey Jr., little train goes around, you've got the Storybook canal boats, which are all fun. They're all great. I know I'm missing a ride in there somewhere, I'm sorry, but we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that later. This is where it gets tricky because Peter Pan is a great ride, wonderful ride, but it will have the longest line in Fantasyland. 90% of the time I've been there, it's been the longest line. When I've been at home wishing I was at Disneyland, looking on the app, 90% of the time it's still the most the most sought after, the most busy ride in Fantasyland. Sometimes throughout the park, it's definitely top 5 busiest rides. But it's a good ride. So I would definitely use a fast pass on that as soon as you can. So as soon as you walk through those gates, if you can snag a Peter Pan fast pass, do it and get it done. But if you can't, then there's still hope after the fireworks. We'll talk about that when we get there. As soon as you are leaving Fantasyland, leave on the right-hand side. And that's going to be the one by Monster of the Whale and that Storybook Canal Boats. Leave on that right side and then hang a left. Follow that road in, and you're going to then go to Toontown. And as soon as you get to Toontown, you're going to hang a right away, and that's going to be the Roger Rabbit cartoon spin ride. It's a great ride, wonderful ride. We always do it every time we go there. It's similar to Mr. Toad. We're going to be in these little vehicles. You're going to be moving around. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fun. It's a good ride. Definitely say do it. Kids love it too. Wonderful. Can't go wrong with that ride. As soon as you are leaving there, if you have some time, you can kind of take some fun pictures in Toontown. They've got a lot of cartoons brought to life. At the making of this video, they do not have the Minnie and Mickey ride up yet. Well, it's going to be in Toontown. It's going to be, from what I've read, I haven't read it yet, obviously. It's going to be a trackless ride. It's going to be one of their most advanced, sophisticated rides besides Rise of the Resistance. So I feel like if you can't ride one, you can ride the other, because the only other trackless ride so far is going to be Ratatouille in Disneyland Paris. There's one coming to Disney World, but as I'm writing this, as I'm talking to you now, none of those are up yet. Okay? After you have left Toontown, I would hang a left after Toontown and do It's a Small World. This is a very polarizing ride. Some people love it, think it's the best. Some people just hate it. They think it's torture. The same song over and over again, different languages the whole time, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I love the ride personally. It's like a little breather. You're in the boat, you're floating around, kind of, and you're just relaxing. It's a little more cool in there than the outside. It's a nice little ride to kind of take a break. So I would say do it, especially if you haven't done it. If this is your first time in Disneyland, you've never done it, get it done. It is an amazing ride. It's a lot of fun. So give it a shot. Now, as soon as you leave It's a Small World, you've got another decision to make. Do you ride the Matterhorn or do you ride Space Mountain? And they're both going to be similar rides. They're both going to be tube steel roller coasters. And the Matterhorn is actually the first one in operation, the first tube steel roller coaster. So because of that, it's a little jarring. It's a little violent. Similar with Space Mountain, but not as bad. Space Mountain doesn't beat you up, I feel like, as bad as the Matterhorn does. So that's why I kind of put them together. Boom, boom. They're both going to be similar rides. You can ride both if you have time. That's great. If not, I would fast pass the other one. However, be careful because it seems like Space Mountain is always breaking down, but they're very good at giving you another fast pass to return back and ride it at a later time during that day. So let's say you're done. Let's say you're done with either Matterhorn or Space Mountain, or maybe you lucked out and did both. Wonderful, great. Now I would go to the Buzz Lightyear ride in Tomorrowland. And this one's a lot of fun. Once again, it is similar to the one in Disney World. You've got Astro Blasters and Space Ranger Spin. Astro Blasters is going to be the one in Disneyland. Space Ranger Spin is going to be the one in Disney World. In Magic Kingdom, sorry. These are great rides. We do them as many times as we can. We're a very competitive family, so we like to see who gets the highest score, who can max out that scoreboard. Have you ever maxed out the scoreboard? If so, have you done it at both? Have you done it at Disneyland? Have you done it at Magic Kingdom? I've only maxed out the score at Magic Kingdom, but haven't quite done it at Disneyland yet. So let me know in the comments if you have done both. I'll be pretty impressed. So now after Buzz Lightyear, it's going to be towards the end of your day, and it should be getting dark soon. Disney does fireworks at 9:30 at night, 9:30-ish, depending on the weather. Sometimes they cancel if it's too windy, but most of the time they will do it. And the best place to stand for these fireworks is dependent on what you want to do. If you want to get the perfect picture of, you're out behind the castle and you've got the picture of the castle and the fireworks going off in it. Great, beautiful, wonderful picture. It's awesome. But if you want to feel them, in your chest, you can go behind and around the castle and go kind of by Monstro the Whale. Okay? And at this point, they're going to rope off most of Fantasyland except for by the whale. And this is our favorite place to be, because as soon as the fireworks go off, you're going to be closer, or it feels like you're closer because you can feel it in your chest. You can feel the fireworks. It's just a little added oomph in there. Makes it a lot of fun. But a bonus is, as soon as they are done with the fireworks, they're going to wait a little bit for all that debris to kind of clear away. Then they're going to drop the ropes and then get your butt to Peter Pan. Because this is one of the only times where Peter Pan is going to be short, a shorter line. It's going to be less than probably half an hour, 45 minutes at this point. If you book it there or after the fireworks. That's what we usually do. Usually wait till the end and go do Peter Pan, just because otherwise it burns Fast Pass, which is still okay. It's, like I said, it's a wonderful ride, great ride, but it's so busy all the time. So if you can somehow work it that way, saves you Fast Pass, get on Peter Pan, you ride it, it's great. Now at this point, you're going to have most of the big rides done, and you can choose either go down Main Street USA, you can go to different buildings, you can see little trinkets, buy your magnets. We're a big magnet family. Buy your magnets, buy some food, get your fancy sweatshirt, whatever you want to do. That's the time to do it. Or, as everybody else is leaving, you can go get the small rides. And that's what we like to do most of the time, is to go do those small rides. We go do Alice in Wonderland, since we're right there right outside of Fantasyland. Or you can go do Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Or you can go do the Jungle Cruise at night. They've got those spotlights, and it's kind of a different adventure. But at that point, you're going to have most of the rides done, most of the big rides done, and hopefully you've completed what you wanted to complete for your one day at Disneyland. Like I said, it's hard. It's not ideal. You need multiple days there to get everything done. You need to get done everything to see that you could possibly see. But if you have one day and you follow this list, I think you could get most of them done. But if there's something different that you want to do, if there's something that I missed in my list, if you want to avoid one of the rides and go to a small ride, tell me why. Tell me why you like it, tell me why you don't like it. We can kind of go on from there. Thanks for watching, and like I said in the beginning, we've got that blog page, and that's going to have more of a description on what was going on. I've got them all numbered in paragraphs, boom, 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 boom. Do this, do this, do this, after this, go ride this ride. A little more descriptive. So if that's something you want to do, check out migratingmoose.com, and we'll see you on the next video.